Hello everybody, welcome back to my weekly update on stock market and cryptocurrencies. As usual, I'm going to share with you the chart analysis on the main markets, as well as my action in the past week and reasons behind that. At the end of each market analysis, I'm also going to share my plan going forward. As usual, let's look at the Bitcoin first. So we're looking at the daily time frame. You know that if you follow my past videos, you will know that I bought at the bottom structure around here, and then I have kept my 100% position up to here. So during the last week, you can see that on February 17, with this red candlestick, the closing price fell below short-term trend, and obviously it's below the long-term trend as well. So according to my rule, it is the time I sell everything because the price is below both long-term trend and short-term trend. So on the opening of the second day, which is February 18, I sold 100% of my position. So what's going next? If we look at the 4-hour time frame or 8-hour time frame or 12-hour time frame, I don't see any signals of the bottom structure or top structure, so I have no reasons to act based on those time frames. So the plan for me next will be only depending on the daily time frame, meaning that if you remember my previous videos when I bought here, I mentioned that there's a possibility as well that the price can create a new lower low here, which is below 35,091 points. So it is possible that the market can create a new low here. There's nothing too much to be worried about. You know, every time when the market creates a new lower low, there's an opportunity, especially when we see graphic here. It's obvious that if market creates new low, there's a high possibility that we'll see a bottom divergence here because the MACD will most likely not create a new low. So imagine if a bottom structure can be formed in the daily time frame, then its correspondent rebound will be much bigger scale than any of the other smaller time frames like 4-hour, 8-hour, or 12 hours. So again, if the price creates new low, there will be a bottom divergence most likely, and I will be waiting for the bottom structure to be formed on the daily time frame, and I will buy 100% position again. So this is one possibility. And what if the price goes up? I also have a plan is that when the price stands above the short-term trend, I will buy back the 40%. And if the price go above long-term trend, I will buy back 60%. Okay, this is my rule and it never changes. So that is my plan on the Bitcoin. Currently, again, I am at 0 position and I'm waiting for the next buying point, either directions. Now let's take a look at S&P 500. We're looking at daily time frame. You can see here that during last week, when we look at short-term and long-term trend, the price doesn't stand above any of them. So on the daily chart, I did nothing. I have no reason to act at all. Now let's take a look at hourly chart. On February 17th, I have spotted a bottom divergence because the price creates a lower low, and MACD it's a very obvious bottom divergence pattern. So I said that a bottom structure can be formed anytime onwards. So on the second day, the 18th, with this green candlestick, actually the bottom structure was formed. However, the next 2 hours, the price continued to drop. So the bottom structure breaks. However, the bottom divergence is still there. So now we're looking at S&P 500 90 minutes time frame. We can see the bottom divergence, but we can see for the divergence to disappear, it's very easy. if the price continue to drop a little bit in the next day, on Monday actually, it will be very easy to disappear. Then we take a look at 2 hours quickly. In the 2 hours time frame, price new low and MACD new low. So in 2 hours time frame, there's no bottom divergence. So as a conclusion, currently for S&P 500, in 1 hour and 90 minutes time frame, there are still bottom divergence, meaning that its possibility to form the bottom structure will only be in 1 hour and 90 minutes time frame for the moment. So then what's my plan for S&P 500? Now we see that the bottom divergence is at 1 hour and 90 minutes time frame. So normally with the 1 hour bottom structure, the rebound, it can last about 3 to 4 days, which I think for the price to stand above the short-term trend, 3-4 days may not be enough. So I will be mainly looking at the 90 minutes bottom structure, okay? Because the 90 minutes can trigger for about 5 to 6 days of rebound. So then I think it is possible for the price to stand above short-term trend. And then if we're looking at the long-term trend, I'm not quite sure. So because the structures doesn't matter, it's top structure or bottom structure, the only purpose of it is to serve long-term and short-term trend. So whether it will act or not on a top or bottom structure, I will only base my action on whether I foresee that the rebound or decline will impact the price to stand above or below the long-term and short-term trends. So if on Monday the price can go up and form the bottom structure at 90 minutes time frame, I will most likely buy back 40% of position with the hope that with 5 to 6 days of rebound, the price can stand above the short-term trend, and the short-term trend for me stands 40% of the position. And again, if only 1 hour form the bottom structure, I will not buy because I do not foresee that with 1 hour rebound 3 to 4 days, there's a high possibility for the price to go above the short-term trend. So this is if the price goes up. And if we look at 90 minutes, as I mentioned earlier, we're very close to lose the bottom divergence there. If you look at here, it's not too far from the bottom divergence to disappear for the MACD to create new low. So if Monday the price keep dropping, then we lose the bottom divergence on the 90 minutes. So then let's take a look at what if the price continue to drop. For me, again, I don't worry that much because you can see that the price daily time frame is very easy to create new low, which is lower than the closing price of this candlestick, 4,326. So we're currently at 4,348. We're only looking at the price difference of about 0.5%. So on Monday, if the price keep dropping for above 0.5%, we will create a new lower low. And then in the meantime, the good news is that we see again our favorite bottom divergence on the daily time frame. It's very good news because the divergence is quite big and it's not easy to disappear. So then if the price does create a new lower low, we have a high possibility for a bottom structure to appear on the daily time frame. And the bottom structure in a daily time frame can trigger a much bigger scale of the rebound than any other time frame below that. So again, as a conclusion, if the price goes up And 90 minutes, the bottom structure forms. I will buy 40% with the hope that price will stand above the short-term trend. And if the price goes down and creates a new lower low, I will wait for the bottom structure to form on the daily time frame. If we look at the Nasdaq 100 situation, is very similar. In this 1 hour time frame, we see a bottom divergence, but it's not large. You can see here it's very easy to disappear. With a small drop on Monday, it will disappear, and on 90 minutes and 2 hours in the Nasdaq 100, actually we don't have bottom divergence anymore. However, on the daily time frame, same story. If the price creates a new lower low, we will have a big bottom divergence there. So there will be a chance for a bottom structure to form if the price creates a newer low. If we look at the Dow Jones, what's different is if you look at the daily chart, the price already creates a new lower low. MACD, there's no new low. So this tells us that for Dow Jones on the daily time frame, already there's a bottom divergence there. If the price increase can continue, then on Dow Jones, precondition of a bottom structure is already there. However, somehow I wish that the price can continue to drop a little bit so that the three indexes can be synergized. If that is the case, if there is a bottom structure to be formed, and then I can foresee the rebound or reversal will be significant and will be much more reliable than if they're not synergized. So finally, let's take a look at the CAC 40, the French index. In my previous week's update, it's the closing price on the previous Friday. When the price fell below the short-term trend, I said that on Monday, I would have to sell 40%. However, Monday with very low opening, the price actually fell below both short-term and long-term trend. Actually, I was waiting for the end of Monday. If the closing price stay like this, I will have to sell everything. No, but the 20% I bought back in March 2020. This was my plan. However, on Monday, on the 2 hour time frame, I see a bottom divergence here. So that means on Tuesday, I foresee that there's a possibility to form a bottom structure on the 2 hour time frame. And if we look at, I said the bottom structure serves for the purpose of stands above the short-term or long-term trend. So I was looking at this candlestick on Tuesday. So it's very likely if the bottom structure in 2 hours time frame form, this can help the price stand above both long-term and short-term trend on a daily time frame. So with that in mind, I didn't sell anything on Monday with the forecast that on Tuesday, if bottom structure form, I will buy back anyway to top it up to 100% position. And this is what I have done because on Tuesday, the bottom structure formed. You can see after that, the price went sideways. I do not see clearly where it will go. So currently I'm 100% position in CAC 40. And if the price can rise next week, I don't need to do anything. I'm 100% in already. And this also proves that my purchase here is correct. However, my corrective measure will be if the price creates new low at 2 hour time frame, that means my purchase is wrong. So at that time, I need to sell everything, but the 20% I purchased in March 2020. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoy the rest of the weekend and see you next week. Bye bye.